Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler, and today we are doing something a little bit different. You guys know how I like to do my Spydercos. This is going to be a Spyderco Esh. You know, I've been trying to record some videos, and I have a tendency to start mixing up words and putting them together. I know that's not dyslexia, but I'm starting to think that I got a problem. So this is a Spyderco-esque style video. Today we are going to do a comparison between the Spyderco Smock and the Protech Malibu. Why are we doing this comparison? A, I was talking with Travis and he brought it up and I thought it was a fantastic idea. But B, these two are fidget kings. Oh my goodness, are they fidget kings. So realistically, we're going to be comparing the fidget factor of the both. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare both knives and kind of quote winners based on each one. So that if you're torn between the two, you're not just basing it off of fidget factor, you're kind of getting an overall, this is why I want this one. Not just because I can do cool shit with it. So, as usual, with my comparisons, I have no clue what I'm doing when it comes to it. I just start going and kind of see where it takes us. So there's not really a method to my madness here, if you guys were wondering. So the overall length of the Smock is coming in at 8 inches. The overall length of the Protech Malibu is coming in at 7.5 inches. Once again, keep these things in mind if these matter to you. The overall blade length of the Smock is coming in at about 3.5, just under, but the overall cutting edge is actually under 3 inches or just at 3 inches. While the overall blade length of this is coming at the Protech Malibu is coming in at about 3.25, and the overall cutting edge is 3.25. So despite having a shorter blade, this has more cutting edge. Now, let's get you guys some weights. If I had to guess, the Malibu is going to be lighter. But some reviewers are hilarious. They're like, I think this thing's weighing in at about 3.4 ounces. And it's like, dude, either you're really good at that or you're just like trying to guess. And we all do it, but whatever. So the Smock's coming in at 3.7 and the Malibu is coming in at 3.08. So the Malibu's lighter with longer cutting edge. Let's check the blade stock thickness and let's check the behind the edge thickness on these two. So the behind the edge thickness of the Spyderco, or the blade stock's 120 thousandths on the Spyderco Smock, and the behind the edge is coming in right at about 20 thousandths. Let's make sure I got that right. Yeah, right at about 20 thousandths. So 120 and 20 thousandths. The Protech Malibu coming in at 125 blade stock. And the behind the edge is coming in at 25 thousandths. So we got a little bit slicier of a blade coming out of the Smock. Yeah. So the Smock's a little bit slicier, but 20 to 25 thousandths is relatively irrelevant. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't really give the Smock more points for, being slightly slicier behind the edge, because I think you're not going to notice a difference. And you might notice a difference when your blade chips, right? Which leads me to the next point. I believe the Malibu's coming in at 20 CV. Let's see if it says it anywhere, just so I'm not drunk. Doesn't have any billboarding, so I gotta find this sucker. I'm 90% sure it's 20 CV. I'll correct it if it's not. This is S30V. So, obviously 20 CV is coming in at much better than S30V. S30V is a harder steel than S35, but less corrosion resistant, less resilient. This 20 CV is going to be even more less resilient, hold its edge much longer than S30, but it's also going to chip a little bit more. But it's going to be much more corrosion resistant too. This has 20% chromium in it. Now, the time that you guys have all been waiting for. the pocket clips. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody cares about the pocket clips, except for the Malibu comes in a much more friendly carry profile. Even though the Smock for a Spyderco carries very well, this pocket clip sucks. I might look into upgrading it, changing it. The Smock has become a forever knife for me, guys, in case you guys were wondering. I'm actually finding it, I'm not going to name it one of the Holy Trinity, because I already have two, and my Malice is my Holy Trinity piece. Let me fix my phone. But it's almost there, guys. The Smock's awesome. And the Malibu isn't mine, so I don't even look at it in that sense. But, get out of here. I haven't changed out the D10 on that either. But, anyways, just put that into perspective. I'm going to upgrade the scales and stuff. So the pocket clips, once again, goes to the Malibu. So far, the Malibu's taken it down for everything. Now let's talk about what we really came here to talk about. The Fidget Factor. So this Protech Malibu has this going for it. Oh, and that's sideways. Right? This thing's stupid. You open it up, you don't feel nothing. There's a little bit of side to side, but I don't want to keep adjusting this pivot. Maybe I will right before I send it back to Travis, but I don't want to keep adjusting it because it is hex, and I don't want to round it out. I have one bit that fits it, so. And then, so if I had to grade this, this is an A+, right? I gave it an A+ in the review. I'm going to give it an A+ again. The Smock is a front flipper that isn't quite as drop shut as the Malibu, right? So I got it like that, and it's a little bit, not quite, but I haven't really played with it. I don't know if that really matters. But yeah, it's not quite as drop shut as the Malibu. That being said, you do have the reverse flick option. You do have the thumb flip option. You do have the front flip option. You have the flipper tab option, and you can still do the button or the compression lock option where you press the button. The Fidget Factor, honestly, guys, you guys are going to call me an idiot, but they go to the Malibu. The Malibu gets the Fidget Factor. Not the Malibu. The Smock gets the Fidget Factor because of the different opening mechanisms that you have. It's just, I can fidget with this thing all day, and the sound that it makes, listen. It's, it has this like weird twang, almost like something's loose in there, but I just like it. This has a nice little solid thwack, and it sounds good. And you can press the button down and go. I'm pretty sure once I remove the second detent, I can just do that with this one. All that being said, the Smock gets the Fidget Factor, which is why we're here. But the Malibu gets a lot more than just that. This brings a lot more to the table. Now, I didn't talk about ergonomics. The ergonomics of the Malibu are pretty damn good. The ergonomics of the Smock aren't as good as the Malibu until you choke up. The choke up position is pretty good. It's not your best choke up position, but I love choking up on a knife. So, once again, the ergonomics are maybe a tie, maybe slightly towards the Smock. Maybe not. Some of you might disagree because it's pretty close because this feels really good. Overall thoughts on the comparison. Which one should you buy if you were to come and ask me? So the Spyderco Smock's coming in at I think $170 plus or minus, and then you can get the M390, specialized red version for like $210 or something. Which actually 210 would really be where you're comparing these two, because M390 and 20CV are the exact same, right? They're pretty much analogous to each other. So if you want to assume that this is M390, then really you should go with the Malibu. If you're okay with the S30V versus the 20CV, go with the Smock. It has a much more friendly fidget factor, but you're also saving about $30 over the Malibu. And the Malibu might come cheaper once, Protech gets rolling again and everything, so take all that with a grain of salt. But I have no clear winner. If you're willing to spend $170 on S30V and you want a multiple opening method style knife, then the Smock's your way to go. But if you're willing to spend $200 and you don't have multiple opening methods other than the button, which is so smooth, this is a much smoother action than the Smock. Don't get me wrong. And the blade shapes, while look entirely different with the way that they're ground, they're accomplishing the same thing. You know, your Smock has this nice hollow grind to it to make up for the fact that it's not a full flat grind, while this has a pretty strong flat grind coming out about 3/4 of the way. I'm kind of droning on, but you guys get the point. I'm not going to pick the winner for you. The winner is you picking the winner, because if you prefer the look of either one of these, go with that. If you prefer the button lock to be so damn smooth that that's all you care about, that's the Malibu. But maybe once I remove the detent, we're going to get there too with the Smock. We don't know. But the Smock, if you want the opening methods and the opening mechanisms, go there. Or the forward choke-up position. You know, it's all just a toss-up. And for $30 cheaper on one sense or another, you really can't go wrong either way, in my opinion. The Smock shocked the living hell out of me. So that's why it holds such a high esteem. And the Malibu's just a known, amazing freaking blade. Boop. My name is Tyler. This has been Everyday EDC. You guys stay sharp. Stay safe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Happy Spyderco weekend. You guys have a great day.